There's no doubt about it that the road to menopause can be long and winding. Menopause transition can begin for women as early as their mid-30s and usually wraps up no later than the mid-50s. Of all of the changes a woman experiences on this transition through menopause, belly fat and weight gain are two of the biggest burdens. So why does belly fat happen with these hormonal changes? In this video, I'm going to explain 2 ways that our hormones change that create belly fat, and I'm going to give you 3 tips that you can start applying right now to help keep belly fat at bay. Or even if you've gained some belly fat through a transition that you may have gone through, this will definitely help diminish it. Hi, my name is Traci D. Mitchell. I'm a Mayo Clinic health and wellness coach. I'm also the author of a book called The Belly Burn Plan. Every week, I put together videos for smart and healthy women like you all about health, food, fitness, and nutrition. Subscribe below to stay in the know. So when a woman transitions through menopause and finally completes the transition, the ovaries stop producing a vast majority of estrogen. When estrogen levels begin to decrease, our body looks for ways to compensate for that diminished estrogen. One place additional estrogen can be found is in our fat cells. So our bodies begin to hone in on our fat cells, and in a way to compensate for this estrogen, it begins to increase the size of our fat cells, then relocate those fat cells to the belly area, creating more visceral fat. Of course, this is not desirable. No one would ever want this to happen. But the mechanisms for why this happens are not yet fully understood. Another way that diminished estrogen levels increase belly fat is through the interplay of another very important hormone called insulin. Insulin is a hormone released by our pancreas to control blood sugar levels. Every time we eat something, blood sugar levels rise. Insulin does a fabulous job bringing it down. But when estrogen levels drop, our cells, including our muscle cells, our fat cells, and our liver cells, don't do as good of a job as it once did absorbing insulin. So we have a harder time controlling blood sugar levels. This is why women, when they're postmenopausal, are more predisposed for developing type 2 diabetes than we did before we started a transition through menopause. When higher blood sugar levels are constantly a problem and a woman becomes pre-diabetic or develops type 2 diabetes, they are at a higher risk of developing heart disease. So it's really important to learn how to control these hormones, or learn how to buffer these hormones as much as possible through healthy lifestyle tactics. So what can you do to try to control these hormones in a smart and practical way? Here are 3 things that you can do. You can start doing these right now that will help you. 1, control the amount of ultra-processed foods in your diet. If you can cut these back to no more than once or twice a week, you'll be doing your body a huge favor. Of course, cutting out ultra-processed foods is really healthy for everyone, but when a woman transitions through menopause, hormones are in a more vulnerable state, and it's especially important to watch the amount of ultra-processed foods in your diet. Ultra-processed foods like store-bought baked goods, crackers, chips, store-bought juices, sodas, coffee drinks, anything like this contains higher amounts of added sugars and refined carbohydrates. Both of these are sort of a double whammy in terms of the effects on blood sugar levels. And because insulin's not doing the job that it once did, we are much more sensitive to these influences. So do your very best to cut back on ultra-processed foods. The second thing that you can do is start moving if you're not exercising already. You don't have to do a high-intensity interval workout. You don't have to do a structured workout for that matter at all. All you really need to do is get moving, because exercise helps to control our blood sugar levels. In addition to exercise controlling blood sugar levels, it also strengthens our muscles and our bones, something else that is affected through menopause. And let's not forget that exercise helps improve our mood. Who doesn't want to feel happier? And the third and final thing that you can do right now to help control your hormones is to eat a more plant-based diet. Focus on vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. In the category of vegetables is legumes, like beans, black beans, chickpeas, things like that. Beans contain plenty of plant-based estrogens, phytoestrogens. These phytoestrogens can help mimic the estrogen in your body, helping to buffer the effects of naturally occurring lower estrogen. Another great side effect of eating more plant-based estrogens is that research has shown that women who consume more of them have far fewer hot flashes. So those are the 3 things you can do to help control your hormones through menopause. Cut back on ultra-processed foods like baked goods and chips, get more exercise, and eat more plant-based foods.